Zach's Garage channel back here again. I know it's been a very long time since I've done an update, but here's a long-awaited update. This is a Craftsman, a 98 Craftsman. This is going to be my new mud mower. I got rid of the Murray because it just gave me too much trouble. One of the modifications I've done to it is lift up the rear here. There's a new clutch setup. The old clutch setup is gone. See the little bar sticking out right there. I haven't had a chance to modify the spring for the clutch, but modified the clutch so you can see the linkages right there. It's held in with a hitch pin. It's a piece of flat iron going from that bolt. That bolt's welded to the frame itself and runs across to that cotter, that hitch pin right there. And that shaft, the pole, will go all the way to the bottom on the clutch right there. That is for the brake. That's for the clutch. And I got to flatten the bead. I got to drill and put the spring right there, and probably put it in the side up there. So I got the transmission in my shed right now. There's the mounts. Everything's about 50% painted or 90% painted. There's going to be my new camera mount stand right there, or a bracket for the pole. But this is the tractor part. And I painted the fuel tank black so no fuel evaporates. This is the fender pan to that mower. If you've been paying attention to the last video and Google or all-terrain lawn tractors, ATLTF forum, I've posted pics of this fender pan, painted and everything. I installed new LED taillights on it instead of those halogen ones. I hate those ones. They waste too much power. So I upgraded to LED. Another thing, anybody that has these shifters here, you could put like a piece of garden edging, put it in here, and cut it out where you don't, where if your tires are spinning like this way, that mud doesn't get up underneath there and it comes shooting through, so it hits you or touches you. Well, if it touches you, that ain't no big deal, but it keeps the majority of the mud getting on there. So here's the old motor off that Murray. You all know, and I hated it. Y'all might have loved it, but I hated it. The only reason I'm taking this motor off and replacing it, this ain't not the motor I'm going to be using on that Craftsman. One reason why I'm not going to be using it is it's too small of a horsepower. I'm going to be upgrading to a 6-speed, which that's the transmission. I'm not going to tear the transaxle apart. I'm just going to take this bracket right here. It used to be the old shifter bracket. I'm going to take it, make sure this is the neutral, and weld it right down there. So line it up with that one flat side, weld it down there, and cut that off with the Dremel receptacle saw. So now, one reason why I took this engine off and have this head like this is because of, hold up, there's nothing wrong with the head itself, but it's on the other side right there, the head gasket, because I was noticing every time I would ride it, I'd have like a half of steel oil left, half an engine left, and there's an oil leak right down here somewhere. Trying to see. Yeah, there was an oil leak on it somewhere. But yeah, there was an oil leak on it, and it was just leaking all the oil out. And that's why I had to put oil in it every time I ran it. But the other day, I replaced the valves in it with a 19.5 valves. They've matched exactly. Same size, everything. Even put a little bit of 3-in-1 oil on them to keep them from seizing up and everything. So there's the motor and tranny. So, or the old motor and the new tranny. Here's the new engine. It's a 20 horse overhead valve ICV twin. This is a pretty bad motor. It's a bad A. It runs just great. I have done an oil change on it. I've had to take the old oil cap off, and I had to put an oil filter nipple on it so it can take an oil filter. So, and notice it's a Ford Motorcraft. I'm a Ford lover. But put that on it, and I'll put a hold up, let's see if you can see it. Right, yeah. A oil pressure sensor. The keywords, if you go to one of your automotive stores, keywords on that oil pressure sensor is a Kia Spectra oil sensor. Now you could get like a GM brand or any other brand, but one that mainly one I found was a 2004 Kia Spectra 1.8 liter motor. But yeah, also when I did the oil change, I put this filter on it, and I put Shell Rotella in it. Now the only problem I ran into was this one doesn't just take 1 quart of oil; it takes 2 quarts. I found that out. I was changing the oil, and it was low 1 quart or low. I put 1 quart in it; it was low, and I had to put another quart in it. So I had to go out and get another quart. That really made me mad. But that's it for now. Now, shop updates. You noticed? Got a new filing cabinet. Finally got the welder hooked up. And a new LED light. It's just some metal I'm going to be using for my tractor. This toolbox as well. That's going to go on my tractor. It's like what Fearless Front has and Lepagoni Mac. So, think about having my channel name just put on it. May get a sticker made and just put it on it. Till next time, comment, rate, and subscribe.